Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? This is Corn. Welcome to my channel. I'm up here working on my last page that I want to put in a little scrapbook here that I'm doing for a couple of friends of mine. And this is what it's gonna look like. I've already done, I'll put these over here. I've already done these guys. Okay, and then you flip them over and you got those guys. And yes, these are, you'll see, this is with cardboard in the middle of them so that the person who receives this will, I'm going to put some things on it, but like if I do a pocket here or what have you, they can put a lot of stuff in there and it won't, it'll be nice and firm and heavy enough to put stuff in. And you all saw my last video when I was doing, let's see, I'll show you what I've done so far. Echo Park put this out, and this, as you can see, the frame is not in there. The frame is just sitting in here. I mean, it's not attached with glue. It's just sitting here because the people it's two artists that this is going to go to, and I can't talk about them too much because then they're going to figure out who it is. It's a rack. I don't want anything in return. It's just something that reminded me of them big time. And they are two paper artists that live very close together, and I thought maybe they could do this together. So there's going to be things that I won't be gluing down or anything, but just wanting to pass on to them, in case they would like to use it. Because as you know, sometimes we paper crafters, we all get so, a lot of similar paper, similar doilies, similar, punches, dies, and what have you. But sometimes not. So I don't know how much this, I can just take them out. This, I've got this page to do, but that takes a while, those little ones, y'all. So I thought they could put big pictures in these. That cute with the mushroom house. And then, have their pictures or writing or what have you here, and, move them whichever way they want. Do you know what I mean? The white is perfect to write on. These guys. A lot of my solid papers I've gotten at Michael's, which I'm not a huge fan of Michael's, but I've gotten them there. I've gotten some at Joann's, some at Hobby Lobby, but mostly Michael's for my solid paper because I love their pink papers. And then Life is Like a Fairy Tale. How precious is that? On this one, just put it there. Like I said, these aren't down, as you see. He's trying to escape. They're there if they want to put them there. They might want to put, right here or a picture here or what have you. Like I said, they're two artists, and, they're going to know what to do. And then that's the one I showed in my last video. So, that's what I've been working on. I did finish my 8-inch fake bake, and I'll be, well, I would have already shown that by the time you see this one. Well, I guess I'll just scoot them around later. One was just flying. It's so slick, it was just flying. Okay, so let me put these in here. I'll just tuck them in there. And tuck these in there. And then I didn't think you all wanted to see me do this over and over and over again. Although, if y'all saw me do the same thing for the other, was it 4? Which equals 8 times because it's front and back. It would probably save y'all money on sleep aids because y'all y'all could just have it on. And you say, oh, Lord have mercy. There goes corn again. She's cutting this. She's putting that tape on. Now she's putting on the glue. Now she's putting on this. And you'd be, you wouldn't have to take any sleep aids because you'd be just gone for the night, So that's something we might want to think of. If you... Okay. This is my last page that I want to do to put in there. And this is a comic book board. If y'all know somebody who has boards and who have comic books and they do the bags and boards to protect them, and they don't leave them in there years and years and years, you know what I mean? Sometimes not even a year or just a year, and then they change them out just to keep them nice, and a lot of times they just recycle, and them, then say, can you recycle over to my house? Because these are real nice. They really are super nice. One side is usually pretty slick, and the other side is not. But sometimes you'll find one that's slick on each side. And what I do to combat that is I go ahead and take just a tiny piece of, well, that wasn't pretty. What the heck is in there? I got something in there. Just take a tiny piece of sandpaper and just, go over it. Well, I shouldn't have done that because now it's all icky. And go over it lightly. You don't want to go over it too heavy. And so you can rough it up. Now, I don't know. And then you're going to go over it with, this is a piece of shop paper towel. And just go over it so it doesn't have any of those ookies on it. Ookies? That is a term that's commonly used because it's not going to be, like sawdust, even though you're sanding, and it comes from wood. No, okay, I'm in a mood. It's nighttime, and I'm in a good mood. Okay, but I think if I hold it like this, the light will show you my little scruff marks all over the place. And then, of course, I cut it to the size of, you saw, of the little photo jackets. I call them jackets. I'm sure that's not the proper term either. And then cut them to that size and then mark where the holes are. And, y'all know the routine. Now, if y'all are doing this along with me or crafting with me, I think that is just as sweet as pie. And I really appreciate that. That's fun. So we've done our pinks and our greens and our yellows and our orange even. Because here's some orange in our bees. Look how cute. Are the bees cute? Okay. So what I do, because you're going to say, corn, for pity's sake, that doesn't match perfect. Here's what I found in the past. If ever I cut the paper the perfect size to the board, I won't line it up right, and since I'm putting the double-sided tape on, once it's on, it's like, you ain't taking me off, baby. Maybe with time, the adhesive might mess up, and that's why you'll see I use 3 different adhesives. Is that overkill? You might say to yourself, corn, that is overkill. 3? That's silly. I want it to stick. I just want it to stick. Even when the house is cold and when the house is super hot or whatever, I want it to stick. So that's why I do that. Okay. So with this one, we've already got this one cut. And you might hear Handsome slamming the door downstairs. He's like that. He's one of those guys that it's like, I will sit down, and he sits down like he weighs, a whole lot more than he does. I will walk around, and he's very heavy with it. And I don't know why he does that. I don't know if it's not a guy thing, because I've known other guys that didn't do it. So, I don't know. But he just slammed the door. And I've got this door shut so that we don't hear him, bless his heart. The cutie pie. Let's see. What did I cut them at? Okay. 7.5 by 8 3/4. So, if I want 8 3/4 to go that way, let's do 7.5 first. 7.5. And I don't know where I got this paper. Isn't it cute though? It's darling. I think it's Recollections, actually. I think. Don't quote me, please. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might be. And I said 8 3/4. I've been away from it for a while. I was doing each one, you know, this will be the 8th, 9th, and 10th papers, but I was doing them all in a row. And, you know, when you're like that, you're kind of like a robot, aren't you? Like, do this, do this, do this, do this. You know what I mean? And that's why I thought if I did it all with y'all, y'all be like, come on, it's bedtime. Even if it was, you know, 12 noon. Okay. Isn't that just precious with this? Look at that. Super, super cute. I'm thinking about maybe putting something of this on this page and on this, you know what I mean? Because it's so cute. Cute, cute. Okay. Oh, and in case y'all did not see my last video, it was video before last. Yeah, because the very last one will be my cake. But it has to do, this came out, I don't know when it came out, but it's super cute little gnomies that are gardening flowers. No veggies, just flowers. And you've got some girls too, but they're not on this page. I cut them out. And just a flower garden. And, you know, like papers like this. And it's pretty. It's just cute, actually. It's cute. And you all know I don't do tons of cute stuff anymore. I'm mostly shabby chic and vintage these days. Vintage. But when I saw this at Hobby Lobby, I was like, this paper studio, I was like, oh, that looks so much like I said, these two artists. Okay, so here we go. So what I do with this, the next thing I do with this, and watch me mess up because I'm doing a video. Did y'all do that? You've been doing 8 already, and then 9 and 10 since you're on video. It's like, oh, no, it's missed it. That happens to me all the time. Okay, on the rest of them, I used a wider tape. Let me see, do I have it in the trash can? Yes. I'm recycling it. I'm recycling it in my recycle bin. I'm not doing anything with it here. But you could even trace it, you know, if you needed a certain circle and stuff and cut that out. But anyway, this is what I usually use instead of that one. But I ran out. And I'm a real believer in use what you have until you don't have it anymore. Or unless it's on a fantastic sale. If it's on sale. Yum. And then when I'm cutting it with is my Goodwill Rewards. This is an old one. And right here, it's rough. It's super rough. Now this side, sometimes when I'm working with just paper and not cardstock, I use this to spread out the glue, you know, like so. But not this one, because this one is rough. It's almost like a serrated knife or something. Well, it can't be if I'm doing that, but you know what I mean. Like I said, it's late. It's late. Now, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm not going all the way to the edge with this. And you know how important it is to get your adhesive to the edge. But I'm not getting all the way to the edge because that's where my wet glue is going to go. Okay. And, boy, it feels funny working with this narrow. Ooh. But we'll get her done. And then we go here. And if there's anything on there, try to get it off. You don't want any lumps and bumps. And then we'll go between these holes here. So what are you all up to these days? Are you looking forward to the holiday? And you got a barbecue? Or is it because it's Memorial Day, does it make you sad? For me, I have quite a few people who are angels these days. They're not hanging out on earth, but I tell you, several of them went through some pretty rough stuff physically, and I personally think they're in great health now and happy. And I literally thank God I had them in my life and knew them in the first place. And yes, I am one of those. Oh, I'm going to lose some subscribers right here, but okay. I am one of those that at times can almost feel them with me. You know? And it's usually when it's the rough stuff, rough times. You know? When I'm hurting for certain. And some of y'all might think, well, Corn, that's just wishful thinking, but it don't feel that way to me. Sorry. Oh, when I'm trying to make a point, I guess I use improper English. It doesn't feel that way to me. Oh. Our neighbors on one side go all out. Oh my goodness. It is a huge celebration for them. Let me tell you, of course, she does a heck of a lot better job than me, but let me tell you who, quite a few years ago, actually, I saw do this on YouTube. And she is a beautiful woman. And she'll be here because God love her. She does come and visit me on my craft with me. Her name is Judy, and her channel name, hey Judy. I see that grin on your face, sugar. And she is the Scrapbook Loft. And she had changed her name for a little while, and then she went back, which I was tickled pink about, because let me tell you something. Holy moly. If you're not into scrapbooking and you would like to be, please click. I'm going to put her link down below. Oh my word, she is so good. And I'm not just saying that because she's here. Oh, I mean it. She would have these lives where we would do some, well, she makes her scrapbooks from scratch. And I would be in awe. I'd be like, goodness gracious. And she does it. She does it so quickly and so easily that I was like, oh my gosh, can you do that in your sleep? You know what I mean? I'm serious. I'm not trying to butter her up or nothing. She is good, and I mean good. And I highly recommend, especially if you want to build your own. She does these waterfalls. She does all that. I mean, just boom, 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 boom. She's the one that introduced me to Tyvek. I'm not using it in this because, like, as you see, we've got the rings. But hers don't have the rings. And oh my goodness, they're gorgeous too. So, and her lives, all of us were like, you're so great. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. And like I said, we weren't going for brownie points. It's the truth. Judy, don't be turning red now, baby. Uh-oh. Don't act up now. Uh-oh. That wanted to come off. Did you see that? Yeah, it did. Y'all, has it been super warm where you are? Did it all of a sudden, you know, you were having these beautiful temperatures, and all of a sudden, boom, the heat came on and stayed on outside? It's like, holy moly. Like I told you, you know, so many people love the heat. They love a good old hot day. I'm not one of them. I like 50s, 60s, you know, I like around in there. I'm more comfortable. I'm not comfortable in the heat. I told y'all, here's my mama when it's like 105 in the shade. Oh my goodness, you know, fanning herself like, oh, it's so warm out. Here I am drenched and anything but looking like a lady. And I'm like, oh, sorry, but I don't like this heat. And she'd be like, well, sugar, it's just really a warm day. And I'd be like, okay, Mom, I'm soaking wet. And there you are, dabbing your temples. Oh, I was so jealous. So jealous of her sweat glands. Now, y'all going to say, too, corn, please. I'm trying to get y'all to laugh. Did it work? Lisa, are you here, sugar? If Lisa's here, Lisa, did you laugh at that, baby? Okay. Now, here's the weird thing. I thought this would be exactly the same as this, and it's not. I have to decide what is the front or top and what is the bottom. Do I need to? Oh, no, those are stripes. No, I don't need to. Okay, if it was going one way, I would. All right, did I burnish everything, or was I too busy yapping? Yeah, I think I burnished everything, didn't I? Now, Judy has this really pretty pokey tool. That's the terminology I couldn't think of in one of my videos recently, that Handsome just teased me and teased me. I thought it was hilarious. We asked you all to tell us in the comments, you know, below that video, to tell us whose side y'all on. Mine or Handsome's, because he was giving me such a hard time about not knowing. I said something like that pointy thing, and he just thought that was hilarious. And nobody weighed in. I told Handsome, I said, they're being diplomatic. They're like, don't take sides now. Don't do it. Okay, but she has a pokey tool. Now, let me see if this will come up with my pretend, a pretend fingernail. I don't have fake fingernails on right now. But remember, my nails will look good for a second, and then they look terrible. Then they'll look good for a month, then they'll look terrible. You know what? I've gotten to the point where I don't give a rat's patootie. I don't. And it doesn't mean I don't care about myself or anything. It's just that I wanted them natural and stuff like that. But getting older, in my case, not in everybody's case, but in my case, I've got these little stripes that, see how that goes down like that? That is what's doing that now. So I'm like, well, just deal with it. I think I told you I looked it up. Oh, by the way, I do pet. Oh boy, I do put the pet, there you go, over my double-sided tape, and you might say, corn, why on earth? Because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it gives me just a little bit more of a chance to fix it if it's on there wrong. Okay, and then what I do next is I go ahead and, I mean, you see, because sometimes this gets kind of gloopy, you know what I mean? And I don't want anything that's going to leave, you know, an impression on the cardstock. So then I take my art glitter glue and, oh, here we go. Sue taught us, put it there. So you'll always find your pen if you put it in a pin cushion that you can get at the Dollar Tree. And as you see, it comes in a cute pink. I kind of get a little bit gloopy on my edges because I really want that to stay. And but like I say, if you want to see a professional do this, go to Judy's channel. She's fantastic. Okay. Now, again, I have noticed, see how this is kind of glooping? Gloop, 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 gloop. And I don't care if it's on me. I'm going to go get a baby wipe and get that off on me. But here, yeah, I don't want it to make any trouble for me here. Okay, and what I try to do is line up corner and, ooh, that didn't, and bottom, and of course just a little, I didn't grab it too close that way. And you all know I love to get my brayer out and just, you can hear it squishing around, the glue squishing around in there, and that tickles me to, I don't know, for some reason I like hearing it squish around like that. I don't know. And no, I haven't been drinking or nothing. I'm just in a good mood, and it's late at night, and I came back from the doctor's, and that's a good thing. So, good mood. Okay. Now, I'm going to let it dry just a little bit before I cut off my edges. And then I come in here. Oh, let me get this glue off my fingers first. Hold on here. Let me get myself a baby wipe. Okay. There. All right, because I've learned if I don't do something like that, it'll be all bumpy. I don't want it bumpy. Okay, then I come in here, and I have this little hole punch that I got at Walmart years ago. There's glue on the other side of it. And just make sure, because that's what I used. Hold on, y'all. I might have to get this close to my eyeball. There we go. Just make sure you put it exactly in the hole before that you used it on before. Okay. Did I do these guys? Oh yeah, that's where it came up. Sometimes I get to talking and I don't remember what I did or what I didn't do. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this off. I've been using these, but I'm going with a smaller one. Not a whole lot smaller, but a little bit smaller, because I found that it wasn't being as smooth. But I tell you what, if I was good with an X-Acto knife, which I am not, I would use that. But I stink on ice with an X-Acto knife. I told you, our daughter got me one that's supposed to be safer than most because of me cutting myself all the time with them. I don't know why I have issues with X-Acto knives, but I do, you know. I'm not sure the reason. I know something. Mama wouldn't let us touch knives growing up. Oh, heck no. I mean, not till we left home. Okay, we've got one side done. See, if you all saw me do 10 sides, because it's, you know, 5 of them, all 10 sides, I promise you, it put you to sleep. Well, I shouldn't promise, but I really think it would. And yes, I should just leave these over there, but it gets on my nerves to have that. You should have seen how long it took me just to clean up this desk from my, everything's not off at this, from my fake bags. It took a while. All right, y'all. Let's do this. Oh, yeah. That's gonna, my tape kind of messed up there. Again, it would not be a video from me if everything went perfect. It's just not going to be. Okay? Make sure I got that on the stove. Not there. Okay? All right. I got this off of Amazon, y'all, if you're interested. And years ago, I was watching I can't remember her name. I apologize because that's not cool. She is a paper artist in Australia. And it's not Soleil. That's someone else. And I can't remember her name. And she told us, this glue stick is good. And I agree, it is a nice one. I don't have any complaints. Okay. Oh, now see, I forgot to put my pen in my cushion. You know, get off some of these lumps and bumps, but keep the glue there. This is equivalent to taking something or even a paintbrush and spreading where it seems to be kind of clumping. It's the same thing. It's just me literally getting, see, all you have to do is wipe your finger. Just literally getting myself very involved. Okay. Alrighty. So let's try to line this up a little better this time. We're all the way down there. Are we all the way? Yeah. Well, no. No, no. And no. Hold on here. Why are you acting up? Ah! All right, here we go again. It is acting up. Now see, you and I both know if I had just had the double-sided tape without anything else on it, it'd have grabbed a hold of it, which we say back home, or it would have grabbed a hold of it, and yikes! You know what I mean? I couldn't have tried again. But you know what? Judy can do it. She's very, very gingerly does it. She can do it, but I don't know how to do it like she does. For mine, once it grabs it, it's like, uh-oh. Yeah, oh, I'm in trouble now. Do y'all like stripes? I absolutely love stripes and florals together. I mean, yum, yum, yum. Check this one out. Yum. How yummy is that? Y'all agree? Or do you say, no, I don't like stripes, never have. I have a friend who doesn't. She told me to. I just don't like them. Now, if you have a little bit of glue escaping, again, you can get a tool and fix that, or you take your fingernail. Can we hear it? Yep. It's still squishing around, y'all. Especially right there. Do you hear that? Woo! Okay. So with that say dry, baby. Doesn't take long for the art glitter glue to dry though, does it? Then we're going to go right here and try to stay in frame, corn. I'd like to get closer, but and then, but I won't be in frame if I do. Oopsie. Okay. All right. So here we go. Then I just cut this off. Throw that away. I know a lot of my subbies love the color blue. I think it's a scientific fact that human beings find it a very calming color. Right now we have blue and the white in the bedroom. Oops, get that cleaned off. Now, I see. There, that looks better. There, looks better. I have a punch that is the whole reinforces, and I will do a color coordinated punch with these guys. So we did this together, and I want to thank y'all for joining me, and I hope you were able to do some crafting too, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.